question
Please.
about if, like, let's say we're sitting outside in the sukkah, and then a fly lands on your food. Is it
Very
not
good
kosher
question.
anymore?
Very good question. Basically, here's how it goes. So there's in Shulchan Aruch, in the Code of Jewish Law, there's a section called taruvais. It means mixtures. And this question is asked: what happens to something unkosher comes into something kosher?
Yeah.
So in this case, with a fly, very simple. The fly situation is very significant. It has chashuvais if the fly is whole. If the fly loses a wing or a leg and then gets lost in your food, it's no longer the same situation, and it's basically like something just gross came into your food. In general, just take it out of the food. Now on Shabbos, there's a restriction on Shabbat of not removing. You can't sift. Sifting, like you sift like flour and stuff to get. So sifting is one of the restrictions. One of the things you do in the temple. So Shabbos can't sift. So what's sifting? So taking something bad out of something good. So if you have a salad and you don't like the nuts, so in Shabbos you're not supposed to take out the nuts. No, you eat around it. You eat around it. But what about soup? Can I tell you? This is the one question I got wrong on my rabbi exam. It's amazing. So I was staying for my rabbi exam. We had 2 tests in one day. I became a rabbi, thank Hashem, with 5 other of my very close friends. And we had a situation where usually we'd have to travel 3 hours for the tests. We worked it out so he would come all the way to us, Baruch Hashem, but only we were going to do 2 tests in one day, on my suggestion. And I was the only one who was actually ready to take both tests on that day, on the final rabbi exam. And so taruvais, mixtures, was the first test, and the second was Shabbos to end and get our final certification. And for the Shabbat test, so I was the only one taking the test that day. So instead of normally you get the rabbi exam, you're going to get 50 questions, but it's split between 6 people. So you don't get 50. You get 8. So now there's 5 other people watching me get 50 questions, and as I'm trying to, okay. And the one question I got wrong is the Rabbi asked me, and I still don't remember reading this, and I still haven't found it in Shulchan Aruch. It's a custom, but I still haven't found it in the Sefer. What happens if a fly, this is what the Rabbi asked me, falls into my soup on Shabbat? I can't take anything bad out of my soup. So, funny enough, when I was sitting there, I was so embarrassed. I was like, Rabbi G, I was like, I have absolutely no idea. And my very close friend, he's so excited. He was religious from birth. I'm not religious from birth. And he said, oh my God, I know the answer. He says, you take the spoon and you make sure there's more soup than there is fly. And that way you're not removing the fly, you're removing the soup, and there's a fly in the soup. And then, very good. That's the correct answer. So if I remove and I'm sitting there, and I'm like so embarrassed. I'm like, no air time. I was like freaking out. And I realized, I stopped in the moment, and I was like, and I'm not trying to brag, I was sitting with 5 other people who were all born religious, and I was the only one who was not. And the only question that anyone there was even capable of answering was the one question he knew. Why? Because he knew that from when he was 13 years old, that a fly fell into his soup because he grew up religious. I didn't grow up religious. So the only answer I didn't know was the answer I didn't see in a book, because it was probably a custom that's not in the book, and it's something his father taught him. And that was the answer. So, in other words, my wrong answer was a little moment of pride, like, how do I have all the other answers? Baruch Shem Blanhar. It was
you just say you don't eat the soup.
You don't waste all the soup on Shabbos? Hush for Shalom. So first of all, wasting is of course a sin. Okay. You're not allowed to just waste. But no, but legitimately, what if you have like a delicious chicken soup that you're super excited for and a fly falls into it?
Yeah,
what would you do? So there's an answer. What about wine? What if you have a $700 bottle of wine? Someone pops it open, they fill you up for a cup, and a fly in front of your eyes, you see the fly land in it. That's the whole thing. You're not going to try to take the fly out? On Shabbos, you could. You would have to remove more wine than fly.
Like you're wasting the wine.
Saving the rest of the wine. You're saving the rest of the wine.
You're going to be
eating that fly.
So that don't
Heaven forbid the punishment that comes upon a person al pi Torah if they consciously in front of other Jews, I'm eating the fly. Like and in front of
what if you drink the fly?
Do that? I mean, for a person these days, probably very little. But back in the day, what would be so wrong with it? So physically, to your body, what's so wrong with it? It's high in protein, high in sugar. Spiritually, what's wrong with it? I'll put it to you like this. Okay, I'll put it to you like this. Any engineers? Physicists? All right, fine. I won't put it like that. I'll try a different one. Okay, fine. Anyone ever worked in a restaurant? You know those ovens or deep fryers that require a different plug, not like a regular plug, because 100 volts won't, where it needs like the 150? Okay. Take the 150 plug and shove it in the wrong one. Tell me what happens. That's like you eating a fly. You're plugging in something into you that does not belong there. And for your body, it might be fine. For your soul, it's like plugging in 7 trippy, weird watts into like a 50-watt system that just doesn't need that. It's going to just mess it up for no reason.
Yeah.
Is the idea.
So you're just dipping the fly out of the soup with a spoon.
You have to well, you have to make sure there's more soup in this actual
But
spoon
how would
with
you
the
measure
fly.
that? How would you measure that out? Like really?
So, but right, literally more
just
than
saying.
51%. No, with your eye you could do it. With your eye, 51%. You could see if it's a
What if
tiny.
it's a bigger fly? No, Josh.
You might be in trouble. No, yeah.
Have you watched Ari Shafir's comedy special? Jew?
I don't think so.
There's-
I've seen maybe a few clips.
There's a whole bit about
The fly in the soup.
Not fly, but it's like if someone puts a piece of ham in a soup, like how to make it kosher.
Right.
And it's-
So,
it's like that
But you
same
could. If someone puts
concept.
ham in your soup, make it kosher.
I'll show you the bit on the way home.
Okay.
You should watch it. It's really funny. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, the first person someone learns when they start learning Jewish law regarding kosher, is that most things you hear about kosher, like growing up, especially if you didn't grow up religious, is just not true. Like, for example, it's kosher. I get non-pork on my pizza. I just get cheese pizza at the place, so it's kosher. That's absurd. No, it's the farthest thing from the truth. Fish, any fish purchased at a store, unless it's cut by, meaning in general, we don't even assume to check, because fish are usually cut by standard knives, and most places that, let's say, do salmon, just do salmon, so they wouldn't have unkosher fish too. So, in other words, a kosher, any fish you buy at the store that's not cooked, you can buy, and you can cook it at home, and it's kosher, if it's a fish with scales and fins. Any restaurant with, any vegan place, right? So a person, so it's kosher. No, none of that works.
That's what I asked.
Yeah.
So why is it? I completely forgot. Why can't you eat fish that has catfish? Why can't you eat that?
Because they're gross.
No, so for fish, it's simply.
They're like dirty.
Thank you so much for coming.
That's what it comes
I mean, also sailfish, other
No, so for
like
fish,
that.
it's scales and fins.
Yeah.
If you're gonna ask me on a specific fish, I literally am I grew up in Florida my whole life. Don't like fish. Don't know about fish. Don't like the ocean. Terrified of it.
You
I'm
live
not
in Florida. You don't
my
know
whole
anything
life.
about
Not a fish guy. I like steak. I like cows.
Me too.
Cows are good. I like
Fish
them
is
moving.
better, though.
I like when
Fish
I
is
think they're
good.
fun animals and they're funny to look at. They're fun to hang around.
Do not eat
And I think
fish.
they're great to eat. I will eat fish on Friday night because it is a mitzvah al pi Torah,
But
given
you
by
won't
the
eat it.
rabbis.
You won't eat it.
Because back in the day, and I told you this, I think I told you guys on Friday night. I won't eat it. I believe not. Why would I eat fish?
Why not?
It's gross.
Good.
What do you mean?
What do you-
Meaning if I was married and my wife was like,
Don't you cook
try this
fish?
fish.
Okay.
Don't you cook the fish for Shabbos sometimes?
Yeah, for you guys.
I'll-
I cook great fish
I'll-
so when I was in
Yeah, so
Yeshiva.
don't you try when you're eating it?
On Shabbos day I'll eat it because it's a mitzvah, but I'm not really like
What is-
salmon. I
what
like
is-
I think
sometimes.
it's gross, even though you're serving.
No,
it
I
to
wouldn't think
all
it's
of
gross.
us.
In other words, no, yeah, it's kind of gross. Fish it's too fishy.
But you serve it to all of us.
No. I make good fish relative to other people's
Oh.
fish. I just think I don't like fish.
Oh, yeah, but-
I'll
But you
make
like your fish.
more than other people's fish, but not enough that I would eat it. I wouldn't make it for myself.
Okay.
No, you've never had my fish. I never cooked the fish here.
I
That's
thought
never.
you cooked the fish here.
No, all the food you no,
I
that's the
have,
rest.
I have.
Oh,
No,
you
amazing.
cook
I do a
I
teriyaki.
think I've had my fish.
I used to cook the fish here. I used to do teriyaki salmon. All right, I'm on video, so I'm going to give you the secret of the teriyaki salmon. You ready? It's actually it's a fish secret.
Is it gluten free?
It can.
Shut up.
If you get teriyaki,
Make bread, boy.
no, it can be. Get gluten-free soy sauce and gluten-free teriyaki sauce. Very simple. You ready? A lot of people do teriyaki salmon. It's not a hard thing to do. It's just about the
It's
temperature.
easy, yeah.
But here's what you do. Here's the trick, the Michelin trick. Before you put the teriyaki on, put the soy sauce on there. Let it sit for an hour. Even really 15 minutes if you're not a big soy
in a
person.
bag, right?
With the fish, with no teriyaki,
In a bag,
just
right?
soy. You don't have you put it in a tray and put a bunch of soy sauce on it. It's fine too. But you can put it in a bag because the soy, also with meat, it's a good thing to
It's
do.
also salty.
The salt, it splits it up. It softens the meat, but also that you get that soy flavor inside the salmon. Then you coat the or really, what you could do is you bake it just like that with just soy, and then put the teriyaki on after it's warm.
Some honey on there.
Not if you get proper teriyaki, you don't even need. But bake it on 225. First, you could smack it at 450 for 4 minutes, and let it crisp up a little, and then put it at 225 for an hour and a half. Not literally smack it. Meaning cook it real hot for 5 minutes to crisp it up a little, and then but cook it at a very low temperature for an hour, 225, 250.
For 4
delicious.
minutes.
But I'm not I don't like fish. I like that better than
Okay,
other
I
stuff.
would-
Are you putting anything else on it besides the teriyaki?
And then the other way I do it is I'll do lemon juice, and if I don't do that way, because you're supposed to do one sweet,
Yeah.
one sour. So the other one I do, you can do with orange too.
Have you
But I'll
done
just
dill?
do tons of lemon juice on it.
What about lime?
What about
And
dill?
then I'll sometimes put like oranges on there and a little lime juice. Well, but no, just
No
lemon,
dill?
just lemon by itself. That's like my favorite type of salmon actually. I'm not even whatever. But
So you
ours-
like that salmon?
It's a,
I'm saying I'll take 2 bites so that it tastes
It's
good.
just-
But
it
I can never
sounded-
eat a meal of it. I wouldn't. I
Why?
can't get full of it. It's
okay,
gross.
what if I
It's
make
just
you?
gross.
What if I make you salmon?
No,
Salmon
I wouldn't
dish.
eat it. It's
Come
gross.
on, I spent time and effort into making.
When I was in Israel and
What if it's on
Yeshiva,
Shabbat?
Yes.
Now
when
you
I was
have
in,
to.
now you have to eat it.
I
yes.
lost 30 pounds in my first like 45 days in Yeshiva. Not on
Because
purpose.
all fish. All
No,
fish.
about 3 months. Not on purpose. I grew
Oh, my
up.
fish.
I grew up eating McDonald's, sports bar food, Philly cheesesteaks. You know, double cheese. That's all I know. I eat
That's
burgers.
so good,
What do you
that's
think I
good.
eat every night? I eat fried chicken every night. I prep fried chicken. I have little bags of pre-prepped chicken tenders.
That's so
that
smart.
I put them in the freezer every day. I take one out 4 hours before I eat. And I make fried chicken.
That's so
I
smart.
mean, granted, even now I'm a little like sick of fried chicken. Well, what I've been doing now is I cut up the fried
Take-
chicken
take
and I do
some hot
nachos.
sauce.
I do
Some
chicken
hot
nachos.
sauce.
Make
Some.
fried
I have 12
salmon.
hot sauces in my
What
fridge.
kind of hot sauce? What's your favorite?
I have 3 different buffalo sauces right now. I have 4 different salsas. I got a crazy hot sauce for Park Sham. I need to, otherwise how am I
buffalo
going to eat?
sauce?
So there's a Carolina buffalo sauce. OU, delicious. They have it at Publix. That's very good. I just found. I found this Mexican, it's like a very small bottle, very very spicy salsa, also OU. So I use that sometimes, but it's very expensive, so you can't go through it. So I buy the Chipotle Tabasco sauce.
Oh, that one's good.
It's like a $6 bottle of hot sauce. I go through it in 3 days.
Very good.
So I gotta be careful with those. I bought 3 of them like 2 months ago, and I'm almost on my 3rd one. So it's like I get the nachos whichever chips are on sale, and you can warm up in the oven a little bit. Make some fried chicken. You cut them up, put a little sauce on there, and some guacamole, and you get some chicken nachos.
Guacamole.
No guacamole.
Guacamole.
Because I've only seen the Cornish hens that are kosher here, but where do you get?
I cook my own chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Where
cook
do
my
you get
chicken. Oh, I mean, I get a giant thing of frozen chicken.
Where?
And defrost and
Where?
chicken.
Yeah.
All chickens are kosher.
What?
Frozen, non-cooked chicken.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, if it's slaughtered by a Jew, it's.
Oh,
No, I don't get it from the Publix.
Oh, okay. I was
Sorry,
thinking
yeah.
about to
I don't.
Sorry, all chickens are kosher.
Where do you get
I
it?
thought you
Where
were
do
like being asked like chicken's not kosher. Yeah,
Where do you get it from, though?
chicken's a kosher animal. Chabad meaning they order a Chabad's worth, and I take like a normal person, like I take a bag or whatever.
Where you can
Right.
get.
Yeah, where
That's
you
like
get it?
From Miami, where do we get from Miami? Oh, you're asking me? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we just no with the Chabad house. We have if you go on the website, they have on the website like a list of food items that basically what the butcher offers in Miami,
Okay.
and they send a truck, boxes, cases. I was so confused. I'm so sorry. I was like,
That's what
chicken?
I think we were asking.
Kosher?
Yeah.
I got
I was
confused.
like, I didn't
Oh, I
know
was-
chicken at Publix
Is
was
there-
kosher.
No. Publix has the sauces. I found
This is
I found a Chipotle mayo. Okay,
Ah.
found 2 of them, but one of them's $8 a bottle.
Mayo's not
And
considered.
I bought it when it was on sale for 50 cents off, which I knew I should have done it because I knew it was going to happen. I'm going to like this one too much. I'm not going to like the $4 one. And then I'm going to buy the $4 one. I'm not even going to like it that much. I'm not going to want it. I want the $8 one. And I should have just never done that and started with the $4 one. And even though the $8 was on sale, and I still would have liked the $4 one. And I did that, and now I have the $4 one full in my fridge, and I had to buy another $8 one because I don't like the $4 one.
Mayo's not considered like dairy, right? I don't think so.
Mayo's egg.
Okay.
But a lot of them are made like dairy-ish.
Some people,
You ever watch Breaking
think.
Bad?
I know, yeah, I have, but some people consider it dairy.
No, growing up, I always thought first of all, who knows that mayo is egg?
I know.
No one knows that until you tell them.
I really just found that out.
Right,
Like,
I found that out like 2 years ago. I'm
2 months
I'm
ago.
gonna be 29
Like,
soon.
I was just watching
No, I
YouTube.
found that out at like
I
27
was like,
years old.
no way.
Right, 100%. I didn't know
Breaking
that.
Bad.
I never grew up eating mayo. I never liked mayo until
No,
recently,
it's
and
good
only
though.
spicy
You
mayo.
Put it
Like
with
mayo,
some tuna
plain mayo, I
fish.
think is
Put it
gross.
with some.
I love
Okay.
mayo.
I like
Is
tuna.
there a difference? Like, can
This I feel like is the real essence of the class.
Alright,
I
can-
feel like everything else is just a build up. Now we're really
can
getting.
you or
Just the mayo,
can
like,
Rabbi or Chris,
Places.
like, if I bring him like a chicken, can he bless it? And then that's because doesn't it have to get
Yeah, it's
like
about the way it's killed.
yeah, that's what I
found
mean.
the
Can he
chicken.
kill it?
Like
And,
before-
can he kill it and then like?
He's not a sheikh, I'm not a sheikh.
Okay.
We
So
had a
that-
friend
that-
here who was a sheikh.
that's what I was
My friend,
asking.
I want to
That's what I
become a
was
sheikh.
Does
Okay.
that
Not-
kill the animals?
I want to learn how to do it correctly. So that heaven forbid. World
you
War
do
III
that.
comes and-
You're doing it for
Heaven
me
forbid
every
World War,
single
World
day.
War III comes and the Chinese invade.
Please.
You're gonna have one sheikh. One guy to get kosher meat from. I got the. That's
call
not
yourself
why.
fast.
That's not why. Because the truth is, when I was becoming a rabbi, a dear friend was becoming a sheikh at the same time, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever, and I wanted to do it. So I've had this plan for years, but I've also slowly been developing a paranoia that we're going to get invaded by China. So they coincide. But the idea was its own idea. I wanted to become a sheikh because it's a very holy thing. Sheikhet, I want to learn how to lane. Whatever. We all should, with God's help, be blessed to learn as much Torah and be able to do as many mitzvahs as possible.
Okay.
Sheikhet, it's a nice one. First of all, great backup job. Okay, no one wants to be a shaykhid. People get paid a nice amount of money. So my friend, so it's a popular thing for new young shaykhid who are unmarried, some even who are married, but you go to a place like Ukraine or Russia or whatever, where Jewish communities, because of Chabad, are like sprouting up everywhere, and more kosher food is needed, and all the shaykhim, all the professional Jewish anything rabbis, all killed or left or etc. Over hundreds. The last 20th century was terrible for Jewish people in Eastern Europe. So there are a lot of people who live in Israel who will go now to Ukraine for 2-3 months out of the year, and they do like a whole year's worth of work for them basically. In like 3 months, they get paid like $80,000 in like 2-3 months worth of work, and they go home. So as a meat slaughterer, pretty good. So it's a backup, man.
You know, that's the most.
In case the rabbi thing doesn't work out. I'm just kidding.
The job with the highest rate of domestic violence.
Shaykhim?
Well,
Ritual
like
slaughterers?
working
No,
at- No, working at a
prison? I think it's. I thought it was. I read somewhere it's like.
police.
I thought it was female prison guards are like the most violent people in America.
Huh.
So I read something about this. Like the most violent person. Like I don't know if this is,
I didn't
but like so to
think
speak,
so.
like personality wise, is a female prison guard, which almost makes sense. That's a tough job. Like you
Yeah.
gotta be. In other words, like prisoners are bad enough. Females who are naturally not seemingly prisoners, so the ones who did become prisoners, probably like really like hardcore. So to be a female prison guard, pretty hardcore. Yeah, it's like when you meet a female Marine who's like actually a Marine. It's like that's actually insanely impressive. Like, because you don't want to mess with that person. Like that's yeah.
I forgot exactly what I was going to say.
So I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
So most vegetables or all of them are kosher?
So you have to check, right, for bugs and things like this.
Okay.
But in general, yes, you don't need any kosher certification, right? The problem is if they're cut. I mean, not really, right? So in general, it's not a problem, especially for a vegetable, unless it's a spicy vegetable. And it depends what custom you come from. Like if you're a Sephardi or if you're Ashkenaz. If you're a Sephardi person, so something like garlic, pre-cut garlic, is going to be an issue. Because even a dull knife, maybe if it's an unkosher, if you're an Ashkenazi person, it's probably, I mean, it'd still be an issue, but probably lesser. So there's certain things that pre-cut lettuce for sure is going to be fine, as long as it's washed. Like the fact that it was cut wouldn't make a difference. But spicy foods that cut, so the unkosher and the knife, come into the food. So, but in general, vegetables, as long as they're not cut, yeah, it's going to be kosher. There's a lot of things you'll see unnecessary kosher. I mean, toilet paper, you see kosher symbols on. That's insanity. There's nothing like it's not kosher. There's kosher as a concept for food. It's also a word we use regarding, it means fit, kosher. So we also say that, like, in other words, we say it kind of as like a play on words, but it's not a play on words. When I say like that was a kosher essay that you did, meaning it was like a good essay, that's not actually just a play on words. It means literally it's a fit essay. It was proper. It'd be like saying it's proper. So kosher in general references food. It also means to be proper. Why did I mention that though? What was the original question? Sorry.
Vegetables.
Right, but then followed up with.
The garlic.
No, I got that. Well, just after.
So as a side thing, I'm becoming a plant-based chef.
Okay.
I mean, I cook a lot anyway, and so I was just.
So all right. The things that have textures that don't need one. So soap, for example. Soap is called pogum. It's called disgusting. So if something unkosher falls into my food, in general, I'm going to need 60 times more of the kosher than the unkosher. If I can't see the unkosher, if I see the unkosher thing, so remove it, obviously. If I don't see it, it got lost, so I'm going to need 60 times more kosher than unkosher in general, and that it'll will nullify the unkosher. I'm not going to taste the unkosher. I won't notice it's there, so now I'm allowed to eat it, and this whole thing's still going to be called kosher. What about something like soap? Soap is disgusting. It doesn't add benefit to my food. So unkosher has to add benefit. If it only takes away and removes benefit, it actually makes my food worse, so it doesn't matter now. I can eat the food. It's still going to be called kosher. It has to enhance the benefit. So something like soap that's disgusting, that by definition is not food. And if it falls into my soup, as long as you still are not disgusted by it, you're allowed to eat the soup. It's not called treif. It's not called unkosher. So when if you go to a store, you'll see soap has OU on it sometimes. Like that's literally the definition. That's I'm upset at OU. Like that's almost false advertising. You're making in other words, that's like. Besides, and it gives a false understanding of what kosher is for people. Like in other words, they're not even necessarily trying to be harmful. Heaven forbid. It's a nice it's kosher. Like why not buy this one instead of that one if you're a Jew? I guess. But also on the other hand, now Jews heaven forbid will get confused and think there's a thing called kosher for something like soap. If soap falls in any food in any circumstance, it's no problem. There'll never be an issue. Okay.